All right, it's going live. And we are live. All right, perfect. Hey,
Oh my God.
what's going on? It's DJ MOJOE. Happy December. Today is December 1st,
Live.
2020.
And
I'm here with DJ Kara. What's going on?
Hey, what's up? How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. This is awesome how we're able to get on YouTube and just connect with some people. So I did post up a question on my Instagram, and some people are interested. So the topic that we'll be talking about today, it's what it's like to DJ a wedding during the pandemic. I mean, it's been pretty interesting so far. Not gonna lie. I mean, I've already done maybe and I counted 12 weddings and a few small events. So I think it's a great topic just for us to talk about. Hey, what's up, DJ Reflex? What's going on? Thanks for tuning in. We got Lee Miller. Hey there. Just right on time.
Everyone. Thank you all for joining.
Yeah. So just to give you a heads up really quick, this is the first time doing YouTube live, and hopefully this is a good platform for us to just share our thoughts and views. We normally do this thing through Zoom called Bites and Beats LA every Tuesday night around 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. But hey, what's up, Mitchell? Been meaning to join the Zooms, but hey, yeah, welcome here. Yeah, and all of you, you guys can put down the chat, whatever you guys want. But we'll be discussing something that I think it's something important, especially we're wrapping up 2020. And I think it's good to just share just some kind of insight, not to just the DJs, but also to the clients as well. I know a lot of people are there trying to figure out how to navigate during this time. So I understand. So we got Nick Hughes, DJ Fat Mac, Marcus, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in. Hope everyone's being safe. I guess this is my channel, so I guess people kind of know me a little bit, but let me introduce Kara. For those people who don't know her, she's a DJ friend of mine down here in Southern California in the LA area. She's an amazing DJ. I did a video with her, I think it was last year or 2018, 2019.
It was about a year and a half ago. A year and a half. Yeah.
So there is a video vlog of me just providing some uplights for her event, but she's crushing out there. She does lots of corporate events and she does some virtual events as well. So that's really awesome for her to do. So I'm hoping that we can share our experience from, I guess, a wedding standpoint and a business standpoint. And Kara, you can also share more about what's it like been during this time, during the pandemic. But for anyone else out there, feel free to ask some questions. I mean, we're more than happy to help you out. I mean, whether you have some challenges of your own, but I guess we'll just take the lead, Kara. And then at the end of it all, maybe once we're kind of done here, we're open to Q&A. We're just here to have a good time and just connect with you all. So, but anyways, Kara, first of all, I like your sign in the back. I'm glad you put that there.
It's part of my new virtual setup that I've curated.
Yeah. Right. So Nick Hughes. Oh yeah, I remember. Yep, she was outside with a dope wall. Yep, that's right. That was at the London Hotel, right? Was that?
That was at London Hotel. Yep.
Yeah. So Kara, I mean, let's talk about what's it like. So since the pandemic, what kind of events have you DJ'd?
Yeah, so crazy. I mean, it was my schedule was pretty full with all kinds of different virtual events, weddings, and it all got postponed or canceled, and my schedule opened wide up. But luckily, was able to still get some work. And for me, I've had very few weddings. I think a total of 6 weddings, which is so I'm wow, only 6 weddings, where I would do that in a month normally. But yeah, so I did a total of 6, and of course everyone that I did do super small, insanely small, and so I was lucky enough to get to do those. And then others on the other side of that, I did a lot of virtual events, so that was kind of a big point of business for me, and that's kind of in a way where I was able to still get some work. And it's been, getting those different corporate events just that are virtual, in my living room right here, and with a webcam. And it's quite different when it comes to DJing and the the way that you approach it when it comes to like, like how you DJ, like it's a little bit different when it's virtual and you can't actually see your crowd. So that's kind of the big change for me. Yeah, just a lot less weddings and a lot, like a whole new world of new types of events, which is virtual, and been quite interesting, navigating that and doing those. So yeah.
You know what, for those people like who want to get into virtual, I mean, what's been something, and I see some people in the chat here, I'll get back to you guys in a bit, but with virtual events, I mean, how do you get these virtual events to begin with? Like, how do people book you or know that you actually do these kind of virtual events?
Well, I think, for me, it was just telling, kind of like, when the pandemic started, it was kind of like an experimental kind of time where people were trying the whole virtual thing. A lot of DJs were going live. They're doing the Twitch thing. They were just seeing like what could there be in terms of any sort of like market. So I think, for me, I just was going live, and I had a company that was experimenting, and they hired me for one of their events. And so thankfully I was able to get that, and I used that, and basically wrote a blog about it. And that's just kind of by putting that blog out there and then posting on Instagram and hashtagging virtual events, because it was so new, it was easier for me to rank and easier for me to get noticed on Instagram, because it was something that no one was really doing yet. Virtual event DJ became a new hashtag within Instagram. And so just by having a photo, and people that were looking for virtual event DJs, they would see that. And same thing with a keyword when it comes to website, virtual event DJ as a keyword, kind of became a new thing. And so within the blog, having that as the keyword kind of helped people find me within my website, and then also within Instagram. And so it was just, taking those photos and just writing about what I was doing, and then also going live and just making sure that I was DJing on Instagram and on Twitch and doing things like that was kind of, I feel like, was a way for me to kind of get that business kind of going, where I was able to get more business. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. And I'm glad that you kind of took the leap and, trying to adjust with everything going on. Like, all right, let's try this virtual thing out. And it seems doing well for you. Like, I'm happy to hear that, you've done some corporate events and, and still make some good money off of it. And you're still at home.
Yeah, that's being able to be at home and not having to go anywhere.
Right.
It's a lot of time saved.
Let me just go over these comments really quick too, and feel free to ask some questions. So DJ Reflex, he's trying to get into doing gig logs, but I'm kind of nervous to do any tips on that. I guess really quickly on that, you know what, you just have to do it, man. I think Mitchell said use your cell phone. Yeah, that's right. I mean, you just have to get used to being in front of the camera. It took me a while, and I think you just have to put yourself out there, and then just learn to work the YouTube algorithm, because they want to see content. Make sure you're posting up videos. I mean, maybe we can definitely talk about that later, but it's definitely something that you just have to do it. It's a good place to start. I mean, if anything, do it for yourself, because years or months later, you can always look back to it and reflect about like how far you've become and see the progress you made. And then Lee Miller, he's in Guernsey. We have only 4 COVID cases with no restrictions. We're able to continue as normal, DJing every week. Oh, that's good. Hey, I'm happy for you. Yeah, I mean, some people have it good. Some people, it's a bit challenging.
That's amazing. That's awesome. Lee Miller. Wow.
Okay. Now I think Nick has a question. I think you can answer, Kara. Is virtual mostly Zoom, or what other platform?
Yeah, actually, virtual is mostly Zoom. So yeah, it seems like most clients, you're going to be, going through Zoom. There are a few other platforms that are coming out now, because these different companies have seen this as, something that is needed. So there's new platforms now, but for the most part, it is Zoom. So yeah, if you're doing it, just make sure you figure out how to do the inputs when it comes to Zoom. And I think you're pretty good if you know how to do that, and set up, the webcam, whatever you need to do in terms of the sound. If you learn how to do it through Zoom, you're pretty much good to go when it comes to any kind of other platform. So yeah, mostly Zoom.
Yeah. And Zoom works. And I've also done Twitch. I've done 2 virtual events through Twitch, and I don't know how to make it private. I just create like a separate Twitch account dedicated just for this event, but I think it's still open to the public. So if people somehow find it, they can still hop onto the Twitch room. But Twitch is great too if you know how to navigate through that. I mean, the audio in Twitch is pretty good.
Yeah, so much better. That's
Yeah.
actually such a super smart, Joe. Like to do it, like just like have a whole nother like a new account that's like super obscure that they can't find. And make it
Yeah.
private.
Oh
Like,
yeah. I have a separate account dedicated just for events. So that way, like none of my regular following knows that I'm online DJing these events.
So smart.
I mean,
That's
I
a
don't
good
know.
way.
I mean, is this something?
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
go
but I
ahead.
think it's smart because like what I've noticed, like while they are most of the events are on Zoom, you know, if you have the, you know, a lot of times clients decide where it's going to be. So we'll be like, okay, it's on Zoom or wherever it is. But if you can decide where it's going to be, let's say that somebody comes to you and they just want you to kind of put it together for them, it's probably better to do something like that where you're on Twitch because you're going to get the better sound quality. I think the really big downside to Zoom is sound quality. So, like that's just a smart way to go about it, just where you can get, you know, still be private, but have amazing, you know, sound, which is what you want as a DJ.
Right. You know what? And I'm kind of curious because I know Carrie, you and I talked about this like outside of this, but about Mixcloud and see what they're doing. But yeah, I'll take, you know, kind of curious to see if they've made any changes to that platform to see if we can finally use it. So
I know. I don't know. I started with Mixcloud. I mean, I went hard with Mixcloud for a little while and it was great. But then, you know, I kind of left it for Twitch because I felt like Twitch was the better option just in terms of getting more people to come watch and all of that. So I wonder if I do wonder if they made some changes.
Yeah, I have to check it out. It's been a while, but I'll have to check it out.
Yeah.
Cool. So yeah, keep it coming with the comments. We just love the interaction here, and that's why the reason why we're here on YouTube is just be able to talk to you guys. I mean, really want to do this for you. And just to give a quick background really quick, and I'll go through these comments. Karen and I started Bites and Beats LA pre-COVID, okay, before COVID, when we gather at these nice restaurants. You know, last time was at Hotel Angelino with some DJs, and we just hung out, talked, and I realized the most valuable thing to do is like network, and what better way to network with other DJs over food. And now we're doing this online, so it's really great. So at least we're still able to reach out to you virtually.
Yes.
So JJ Field, what's up, man? I hope you're doing well. Thanks for your comments here. So JJ Fields has a virtual birthday holiday party this weekend, and a virtual. Oh, dude, good luck, man. Oh, nice.
Wow. I would love to know how is it going to be on Zoom? If you can answer that, that'd be. Oh, did he?
Yeah. Yes, says.
Oh,
he's
Zoom.
using Zoom. Right.
Awesome.
Let me just go through the comments real quick, and then maybe we'll go back. And then he says, Nick Hughes been doing Zoom events. JJ Fields, do you have a new clause in your contract regarding virtual events now? Yes, I do. I've been creating. There's a lot of questions. I like it, but hopefully we can get through them all. Nick Hughes says, I have been creating virtual backgrounds. That's, you know what? Some people are doing so great things with virtual events. Like I'm not that far in advance, but you're right. I've seen virtual backgrounds, which like what have you seen it, Kara? Like some people, they have like a whole green, they painted the whole wall green, which is like hardcore with like paint.
So hardcore. Like it's cool though. You can make it like however you want. You can make yourself really small and like have it.
I know.
You do all kinds of different things. It's pretty cool.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
But JJ Field, that's awesome. You have your events. Yeah, I mean, I wonder where you're getting some ideas. I mean, it's great. Maybe just check out some people out there. Kara, remember you told me about your friend. What was his name again? That's like crushing it in the virtual scene. Is it Will? DJ?
Oh yeah, DJ Will Gill.
Yes. All right, DJ Will Gill. All right, so check him out. I'm gonna put it down in the chat really quick. DJ Will. This is 2 words, right? W Will.
Yeah,
Gill?
DJ Will Gill. Okay. And the reason why he's crushing it so much right now is because he really worked on SEO. And like I mentioned earlier, because virtual event DJ is kind of like a new thing. It's like a new keyword. It's a new Instagram hashtag. It's new. So When all this happened, it was a little bit easier to rank with that keyword because there was nothing else out there, no competition. So DJ Will Gill really went hard on that and really got it so that his website ranked for virtual event DJ. So pretty much anytime anyone looks up that, he pops up. And the thing is that keyword is still pretty open. Like it's still, you know, if you are really honing in on that keyword within your website, you can rank. I just noticed it with the one blog. I didn't hone in on it, but I had that one blog post where it was just about a virtual event, and I was able to rank pretty fairly high, which I thought was really interesting. So yeah, Will Gill is the one that's killing it, and that's how he's killing it, which is pretty cool. So yeah.
Yeah, thanks for bringing him up, because I checked out his page, and JJ feels like if something that you want to apply for yourself, especially in preparation to your virtual event, record some material, hopefully, that you can use to promote, maybe a little snippet, because when people see your setup and the things you do to personalize your events, I mean, you could do more virtual events like the one you're doing now. So yeah, yeah. Any thoughts, Kara?
Yeah, I just think, just kind of second that, yeah, you have a great opportunity with this birthday party. Or is it Bar Mitzvah? I'm sorry, holiday party Bar Mitzvah. So yeah, like it's just such an opportunity. Almost every event that I've done, if you want to get some sort of recording or ask for a recording or just something. And just because most of the time for future clients, a lot of times they will ask. I've gotten that many times of, hey, do you have any kind of video of you doing virtual, just so we can see your setup, see how you are. And I think that it's more so than like, they would ask that more so than for a normal gig, just because, I don't know, there's just something they want to see the setup. So getting some sort of any kind of recording will be so key for you to continue to get these gigs.
You know what I'm thinking too? Well, a couple things here. I mean, because the whole topic is like what it's like to DJ during a pandemic. So far, we've talked about virtual events, like virtual DJing. And if put it down in the chat if you're interested to learn about like physically DJing. I mean, we can also talk about that too. But while we're still on the topic of virtual DJs, what I think, I don't know if we talked about this yet, Kara, before, but when you do these corporate events, like what's it like for these corporate events? Like, is there ways to get paid more for what you're doing, or like, is there a way to like bring more sponsors in? Because you know how depending on your streaming software, I wonder if you can. It's kind of like product placement. How, you know how sometimes whenever there's a logo being promoted, you could charge a brand so that way they can pop up in your screen. It's kind of like airtime. Like you're giving them, it's like advertising on your platform. Do you think that's a possible way to like make more money, or I don't know?
I think so. You know, I haven't gotten into that, but I think that that's smart. And do you mean like in terms of going live, or do you just mean like being hired for the event?
Oh yeah. So like going live, like for example, a company hires you to DJ for them, and maybe I was thinking maybe you can bring up to them if they have any sponsors that they want to promote as well, that you can pop up their brand logos like on your live stream.
Oh, that's a good idea. I haven't gotten into that, but I'm sure, I feel like there's definitely some sort of opportunity in that, 100%.
Yeah.
But I haven't gotten into that.
Yeah. So for those guys who, Nick's asking, do you reach out to corporate events, or have they been reaching out? Okay. So do you reach out to them, or do they reach out to you, Kara?
They reach out to me, but I think there's no harm in reaching out to any corporation, especially with the virtual holiday season right now. I think that, you know, you know, offer your services. That's something that, you know, definitely wouldn't hurt, you know, asking, hey, are you having a holiday party? I'm doing virtual, especially if you did it last year, if you've done something with them, 100% a way to get more business. But I haven't done that. For me, it's just been me posting about it and promoting myself and promoting what I've done and having video, and in going live. That's been the main way to kind of fuel the virtual, my gigs virtually. But yeah, I think asking is a great way to go about it as well. So
yeah. I mean, I mean, why not ask, right? Like if you have the chance, I mean, I think you increase your chance for sure if you ask for them. But I think it also comes down to like, okay, do you have any marketing material to show that, hey, you can actually pull it off?
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, Nick, maybe it's a combination of both. I mean, you're right. The SEO, I think that's smart too, Kara, like what you're doing, because of those keywords that people are now, it's a hot keyword that people are looking for now. Even I got reached out. I don't know how they found me. Remember I told you like on Squarespace, they contacted my form, but I haven't reached out to them yet. I don't feel too comfortable yet. I should just reach out to them. I should. But yeah, as you know, there are pros and cons DJing virtually. I guess briefly, we'll just talk about it. Like what are some pros and cons that you see, like DJing virtual events?
Yes, I think the main pro is that, we're still working. So, it's still great to get gigs, as you know, like, I mean, my main business was corporate, before this, and corporate has been completely, wiped out. So, it's still good to be able to get some of these corporate gigs that I would have gotten in person. And just still great to get business, like in general. That's main pro, I think, with virtual. And then I guess would say not having to travel, not having the setup, speakers and luggage. Like, it's a big difference in time, I would say, too. Not having to really go anywhere. And not, it's just easier in so many areas with that. But the con would definitely be, it's a different thing. It's not, to me, my experience is that you have to approach it completely differently and almost from an opposite way than you would approach a typical DJ gig, which is, when you're at a real DJ gig or in real life, you're following the crowd, you're reading the crowd. And with virtual, you don't really have a crowd. So it's kind of like, instead of you feeding off them, they're feeding off of you. And you have to create the energy. You have to, you're talking on your mic quite a bit more, using a lot more mic work, just keeping people engaged. And you're thinking of songs that are a little bit, you're probably mixing faster, and you're thinking of songs that are more kind of keeping it up pace, because it's so much easier for the audience to lose interest than, because they're not stuck in the room with you DJing with all their people. It's just them looking at a screen. So that's the biggest difference. That's the biggest con, is that you have to think of it completely differently. I think it's almost like a different skill. Just creating the energy, keeping it going, making it quick, talking on the mic, think of things to say, engaging. And so that's the biggest con for sure. But the pro is that, hey, we're getting business still, and it's amazing that there still is a market for DJs. Like, I'm just so happy that people are still hiring DJs virtually though. Which, didn't know that would happen. Like, when this pandemic started, I was like, oh my God, but it's so great to see that there's still business for us.
That's awesome. Yeah. Thanks for sharing. Nick's brought up some good ideas. Nick said, get an event planner in your market to be on your team to help organize their virtual event. So you can use that as a package. That's a good idea.
Great idea. That's a great idea. I think, like having, and like, if you want to reach out to a company, having a package. If you want to reach out to an event planner, which I think is an amazing idea, because that would be like, if you guys, put it together and then present it, that'd be such a great thing to do. But if you just want to do it on your own, I think just having a package, having a way that you're going to do it, like saying, hey, I'm going to do it on Twitch. I'm going to have, this is how they're going to sign up. This is how it's all going to work. So you can present that to whoever you want to present that to. But yeah, going with a coordinator would be amazing as well. So.
Yeah, I love how you guys are putting down in the chat. Like, keep it up. I mean, we're here just to connect and just help share ideas, to help each other out here. Now, I know there's some people here. I mean, just to take a quick break, give this video a like, comment where you're from. I mean, where are you guys coming from? We want to connect with you, see how we can help you out. Are you guys doing virtual events? Are you doing more, do you have any more events for the rest of the year in 2020? Yeah, put it down. It's awesome how we got some people here, and hopefully we get to do this more. So help us out and support us with that. Let's continue with the chat. Let me see here. Oh, you got a question for you, Kara, from DJ Reflex. Kara, you ever get into making gig log videos? Yeah. Do you see that?
Will I ever? You know, I've been trying, to be honest. I tried when I had my first like first wedding during COVID. I was like, I'm gonna do these gig logs, but you know, for me, the editing and all of that is like something that I'm not quite used to yet. So maybe down the road, possibly.
Mm-hmm,
I want
mm-hmm.
to, I really want to, but it's just like for me, I'm like the video editing is like such a learning curve.
Yeah, it does. It does take some time, unless you can find someone to edit for, like a video editor or something like that.
Yeah.
And
That's probably the way to go.
right. Well,
Um,
yeah. Thanks for asking, Reflex. Yeah,
yeah.
Kara. Hopefully,
Sure.
yeah, Kara. If you need any more lights, I can help you with. Let me know. I'll come by and like set up those lights.
Okay.
You know.
Sounds good. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
Yeah. So okay.
So
Oh, by the way. Oh, go ahead, Kara.
no, go. Say yeah, say what you can say. Sorry.
Oh, I was gonna give credit to Mitchell de Guzman. You know, he's an awesome MC, and he's here in the chat. Thanks for tuning in, Mitchell. It looks like he's MC'd someone's brother's wedding here, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, hey guys,
Awesome.
connect with yourself through the chat. I mean, it's awesome how you guys are there, just
Yeah,
connecting.
thank you
So,
all for being here. We appreciate all of you so much.
oh,
I would
wow,
love, Joe, like I would love to
yeah,
learn more about like your experience because you've been doing more of the in-person weddings in person though. And so could you like go over like how it's been for
yeah.
you doing a different style of weddings this year?
Yeah, it's been crazy. So I've done 12 weddings and a few other small events, and they're all outdoors. I mean, I guess we're just lucky down here in Southern California that we can have these outdoor events, or else it wouldn't happen. A lot of my couples has postponed their events to next year and some to 2022. But luckily I did get some work and were able to provide and finish my contracts out for the weddings I had this year. Um,
Mhm.
so yeah, I mean, everyone has different stories, but it's kind of challenging in the sense where, especially for the couples, it's really trying to navigate like their expectations,
Mhm.
because they're going to the venue, they're going to the coordinator, trying to figure out what can we do at the wedding. Can we dance? Can we not dance?
Yeah.
And it really depends on the venue sometimes too. But most of the weddings that I've done, they're at private backyards where they for sure know it's going to happen because it's on private property.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas some venues, it's really hard to lock in a date and a place where sometimes the venues can change all of a
Yeah.
sudden. So I
Yeah.
mean, I feel for the clients who have to make that tough decision. But from all the weddings that I've done so far, from my experience, I mean, they're just so thankful, that they were still they still had it happen. And and it what really comes down to is like, even though it's not exactly what they wanted, but they're happy that their close friends and family could make it. um and I've seen a few trends where people were actually live streaming the weddings. A videographer I work with the other wedding a couple weekends ago, he live streamed the wedding. So that was really interesting. I think that's becoming a new trend or new thing, whether the DJ provides that service or maybe the videographer provides that service
Mm-hmm.
to their clients. But I feel it's more the videography side, just
Mm-hmm.
because I mean they already have the camera and all what they need from the DJ is the audio, so they can live stream it
Mm-hmm.
to the guests.
Family. Yeah. And a lot of people can attend that aren't there. And yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I think I think that's definitely something that's going to be actually here to stay
Mm-hmm.
as we open up again, because I think that's just such a smart, thing. You know, if you're a small wedding and you want a small wedding and you don't necessarily want to have a bunch of people because of cost, you might just do that. You know what I mean? So,
Mm-hmm. Right,
yeah.
right. I also do have some other things I want to share with like what it's like to DJ like an actual physical
Yeah.
event during the
Yeah. I would
pandemic.
love
It's kind of weird because like I know I should be like staying at home,
Yeah.
but it's I mean it's part of my contract. I still go, and we can talk about that. But let's catch up in the chat real quick.
Okay.
So Nick is from St. Louis or St. Louis. Cool. Yeah, the rest of the year virtual. Hey, good job, man. I'm glad you're able to do that. JJ Fields currently in Michigan. All right. Back and forth to
Nice.
Cali. All right. Mitchell Guzman, all the way from North Hollywood. Dude, you're so far away from us. He's right there.
Nice. Starting up again in February. Dope.
Nice. Yeah. Rest of December and January weddings. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think my next wedding's in January. But yeah, dude, like now
Nice.
it's time to like crush it during this downtime. The cool thing about virtual gigs too, someone in a small town, like, oh, so yeah, I think JJ Fields brought up a good point, is that he said virtual gigs, you know, someone in a small town like Arkansas can hire someone from a big city like LA or New York, I guess, to DJ an event for them.
Yep.
That's true.
That's such a good point. Yeah, that's actually amazing about the virtual events, is that you literally can do it for anyone in anywhere in the world. Crazy.
Right.
Opportunity there.
Yeah. Raul, hey, what's up, Raul? What's going on? Thanks for tuning in. Mitchell, okay. Cool. Yeah, there's a lot. Hey, keep it up with the chat. This is awesome.
Yes, you are.
So one of the things, like, I mean, one things I could share about DJing these events that I've like outdoor weddings and stuff. I think one thing that is kind of okay. There's a couple of things I want to share. That's kind of helpful. Let's talk about song requests for a little bit.
Okay.
I've experienced some two new ways how to take song requests, and what's really cool is that people out there, some businesses are being innovative with the way how we handle song requests. Like I feel like during this time, it kind of forces people to think of something new to help us problem. And the problem is when people make a song request, they come up to us and, you know, request a song, but we're trying to avoid that contact and try to be socially distant, right? So I want to share with you all two things that I've tried out, and both are great. And maybe if we want, we could talk about this later if you're interested, or here if you're interested. One is called Request Now, and the other one is called Spinfluence It. And I want you guys to check them out. I think it's really cool to be able to DJ and take song requests and be socially distant. Now, if you're doing virtually, I believe that you can still use them too. And they're great ways to take song requests while you're DJing online. But Spinfluence It, for those people who don't know, you can actually get tip money from song requests, which is, I posted up on my Instagram story the other day from a wedding. The other day I got $6 from tips. And so you have an option to either, if they want to make a song request, they either follow you on social media or they tip you, and you can control the way you get tipped, like the amount. And you can control whether you want them to follow you on social media or not. I mean, there's so many things I can go into it, but it's, so that's, there's two. Cool. Yeah, it's really cool. So for example, the first one that I mentioned was called Request Now, which is a song request app. So you see you see DJ Kara's like sign back there. It says DJ Kara. I have one too. Well, thanks to her, right? Like I think it was genius. People love it. So I use that, and I combine that with Request Now. Request Now gives you a phone number where guests can text. So I put that phone number on display on that sign, and people can text that number to make song requests. So that's a great way to use it.
Yeah, that's dope. I just want to like
go ahead.
Slide in right here because I used it too, and I didn't do that way, but I did it where I made a QR code. So you also can do it that way. I think your way is probably cooler because you get the cool light. But you also can do it if you don't have a light like this. I printed out, I actually made the number turn into a QR code, and then so people can just scan it. And I just put those like in a little sign all around the wedding area, and they can just scan it wherever they are and be able to text me without, doing the number. They just scan it and then text me. But anyway, that's just another way to use it. But I used Request Now a couple times during this pandemic as well. But yeah, nice. This is another way to use it as well.
Yeah, no, it's just really great that, there are now solutions out there to help us be socially distant, but yet at the same time, take song requests, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. And also shout out to Jeff, DJ Jeff, for Mystic River. If you're here, he came up with he's the one that told me about Request Now and the QR code. So I just want to give him a shout out.
That's awesome. Yeah. I hope he's here. I don't know if he's here, but
yeah, I wonder if he's here.
So Jim Sargent, he's from Montana. What's up? You know, cool. Raul Temecula doing 1 gig a month. All right. All right. Hope you get a bit more busy. It's kind of funny, man. I was just down there in San Diego area this past weekend. We could have linked up.
That's dope. Wait, so go back to I cut you off when you're about to get into the Fluency or something. The other app.
Oh, Spinfluence it. Is that one? Yeah, Spinfluence it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, what I can do, I mean, if you go to the video description in this live, I provided a link to like a page where I share with you some like the stuff I'm talking about now. You can check out that page, and I listed out some of the things that I talk about here, so that way you can check it out in your own time. But Spinfluence it, I know it's kind of a bit tongue twister. Spinfluence it. So far, it's been pretty great.
Got it. Okay.
Spinfluence it. Yeah, it integrates with your Serato, and I believe it also works with other DJ softwares. But I use Serato, and it's really cool. So, yeah, some people are asking questions about it. All right, let me answer some questions about it.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah. So, do you take tips at a wedding gig? Hey, Jim, I normally don't do it. That's my first tip that I got in a while was through Spinfluence it. Now, they do have the option whether they follow me on social media or they can tip me. And for some reason, they don't follow me on social media. They rather tip me. So they had the choice. I gave it to them. It's kind of like a give and take, but at least you're kind of marketing yourself, which I really like about the social media aspect. And here's the thing. I don't get the money until their song gets played. So, I mean, I don't have to take the tip.
That's nice.
I can just, I can also decline it and they get notified that, sorry, and I could chat with them too. And then it recognizes, it's a whole system. Like I recommend you book a demo with both of them to see which one you're more comfortable with. Request Now is more simple. You get a text and, you know, very simple platform. But if you're looking for something a bit more advanced, check out Spinfluence it.
That's cool.
So yeah, check that out. So once again, if you want the links, I mean, there's a link down below for DJ Kara, me, and a page where I share some of the resources that I'm sharing with you live. Yeah, Mitch. Yeah. I share that. It's really cool. JJ Field does. Oh yeah, dude. Most things cost something. But I'm thinking about it from a marketing standpoint, and I mean, think about your return on investment. And hopefully, when you live stream, especially for your events, JJ feels like if you can get on it, I mean, and you can still make some side money from tips or those events that you're about to DJ, those mitzvahs, and get people to follow you on your social media using Spinfluence it or Request Now. I mean, it's all the way how you want to market it. You know, like I know it's not just a song request app, but you have to think about how else can you make this more for your benefit. So check that out. Reflex love the new Yamaha mixer. Sounds way better. Awesome. Glad to hear that, man. Vibo has a request part. Awesome. Yeah. Vibo is great too. Vibo is another app.
Another one. Nice.
Yeah. Gerhart. Hey, that's Jeff.
Oh, that's Jeff.
There he is. Hey,
what's up, Jeff? You are here.
Thanks, Jeff. I'm glad you're here, man.
Yeah. Oh, what's my page? My page, are you asking my Instagram page? DJ Kara, DJ.Kara with a K.
Yeah,
Jim, that's for Jim.
Kara. Yeah, and hopefully like when you guys tune into this video, there are and down in the description, there are some other links. Hopefully you can see that. I put it down there. Rule said last year it took $200 in tips at a New Year's event at Pechanga. People are, that's awesome. It's a great feeling, huh? When you get tipped. Well, that's good. That's good. So yeah, hey, let us know what else we want to talk about. But I really had to share that song request thing, and I think it was like it helped me a lot. At first I didn't think I needed it, but you know what? And if you're really trying to save money, there is a way how to do it, and all you have to do is just use Squarespace. Basically, and I'll tell you, there's a little secret here. Is you go to Squarespace, you create a form, and like basically like a separate page, only just a form taking your song request. Very simple: name, song request, dedication, and then a button to hit submit. And then all you have to do is get a QR code that links to that page. You print out that QR code, you hang it up, post it up, and then have people
So
scan it.
easy. And then
So
you
it's
just get
so
the form with your email.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you just got your email. I mean, that's the cheapest way. You're welcome. All right. I know you try to save money,
Oh
but
my
that's
gosh.
one way how to do
I
it.
didn't start with no. We should have started there. Why have you never told me that? No, actually, that is such a smart way. That is so smart. I like that way probably the best. Request now is cool though, but it costs $13 per event, which I'm like, I mean, you can save money on that. How much does the other one cost? This one,
Which one?
spin
Shoot, I forgot. I got a good deal because it depends on like how. No, I think it's the same. I would say it's pretty good. And the thing is, what I'm planning on doing is, we'll see about it. I'll probably DJ online, like stream and DJ online and post up my link so people can tip. I'll see how it goes out.
Actually, I might do that too. That's so smart. You can like make just for requests.
Yeah,
that's a smart idea.
Cool. So during this pandemic, while we're still on the topic of like the virtual, we talk about virtual events, and let the guys know what he wants to talk about. But I do want to talk about the physical aspect of DJing, some expectations that we can. I think one of the things that I guess one of my troubles and struggles with is like, okay, are people really going to dance? Like, should I? Because I've done, and I'm not going to name any venues here, okay? But there's some venues that are very particular with things that you can't MC, you can't encourage people to dance. They place me in the back corner so that way it will show in pictures that there is no DJ, just to give an idea. So, yeah, it's been pretty interesting, and I think as DJs, we are entertainers. We're trying to make people feel good, and we just have to do the best we can and help manage the expectations of your couples. And one thing that really helped me out is just the communication part of, communication with your clients, and just being able to talk to them and being real with them, but at the same time being hopeful that that you have everything control. And that's how so much important the music is. Like, I remember like the last one I did just recently, the vibe, your job as a DJ is so important, because when you're setting up the vibe, people can't. So my rules, okay, at that particular wedding, people can't dance on the dance floor. But here's the thing: people can still dance just where they're at. Now, at first, a bit weird, right? Okay, can they just dancing around the tables, staying where they are? It's kind of weird, right? But I kid you not, like the when you set the right vibe, people do whatever they want to do, and they dance where they're at. I'm surprised, and I didn't even have to like try a game as much. I know there's different ways how to entertain a crowd. I'm not so much of a game host, although I can do it. But I just love the organic feel when you set the right vibe and people are just dancing and vibing and just hanging out, mingling to good music. And they're not even on the dance floor, but they're just around. So music is really important, and reading the crowd, playing the right song that fits the vibe for that night. And you can do it. You can make people dance, even though it's not on the dance floor.
So I'm curious, like, how did you approach that? Because that is tough. That's like a really tough, like, fine line, like, not because you don't want it to be too danceable, but at the same time, like, not too like slow, right? So like, how did you go about it? So,
okay, like it depends on the venue, right? Some venues, like, I'm not allowed to encourage dancing. That's why it's so important to actually have good DJ skills to make it happen naturally. Whereas like, hey, you know what? They're dancing, right? I can't help it, right? So it's, you have to really feel it out. Maybe you don't have to go too hardcore dancing, but just enough where they can let it out and then you tone it down again.
Ah.
So it's not like I'm not up here all the time.
Yeah.
I give them that little, I give them what they wanted, but for a little bit, enough till they're satisfied. And then I tone it down a little bit where like, okay, they can chill again. Like I just want them to let it all out during that short amount of time.
That's smart. Okay.
And then bring it back down. So, I mean, that's how I see it. Oh, Kara, lots of people in the chat. All right. We got to reply to these. And I think there's some questions for you, but let's go over it really quick.
Do you have a contract? Right? Okay, wait. So wait, where was the last question?
I know, right? Hey guys, there's also a super chat too if you want your chat to be on top, and we'll try to catch up there.
Yeah. Mojoe, like it's definitely hard.
Oh, I see it. So Raul, yeah, message me later. I'll give you a link for the uplight covers. Okay. Jin Sargent, looking forward. Hey, I appreciate it, man. Good. James, he said there's also an app called Text Free. It gives you a free telephone number where people can request songs to your phone. You can just pass out the number. Oh, that's awesome. Glad to hear there's such a thing. I'm going to open up another tab and just type it in. Text Free? Is that Text Free app? All right, I'll look it up later. See, this is great. See, you guys are contributing. I love it. You know, it's really helping each other out here. Okay, so that's James. Thank you, James, for the feedback. Reflex, Mojo, do you use any uplight? Yeah, I do, and I love them. I use the Ape Labs Maxi. And I'll provide another link to my resources and gear in a bit. Mitchell, it's definitely hard to talk about all this publicly on lives. I got fired from a wedding for being too real. Oh, I know. Yeah. We kind of have to be. We got to tone it down when we do it live. Jim Sargent, how often do you meet with clients before the day? And Carrie, you and I can answer this too. I meet up with them twice, I would say. Usually twice before the wedding day. Online, virtually.
Yeah, virtually. Yeah, right now it's just all virtually, but yeah, about twice. You know, when they're hiring you, and then when they hire you, and then when you're planning the wedding.
Mm-hmm. Next one, Heps DJ. Hey, what's up, Heps? It's tricky, but communication is so important. Yeah, it is. We can still set the most chill vibe without a dance party breaking out. Yeah. It's really feel out the vibe. And the thing is, people understand what's going on. It's like nothing too new. But as long as you're playing some good music, and people will enjoy it wherever they are. As long as they can hear it, they can still hang out with their friend. If they want to dance, they can get closer to the speaker, which I had to do one time because I can't crank it up that loud. But I let people know, hey, if you guys want to, well, I couldn't announce on the microphone, but they came up to, hey, can you bump it up louder? Hey, and I told them, hey, just get closer to the speaker. So that's what I did.
That's cool.
That works.
Have you ever had to like say, hey guys, sit down, you can't dance this much?
Nope, I didn't have. Not out of that's kind of weird to say that. You know what? And someone has to play the bad guy. I don't know who said that. Like, fortunately, it wasn't me. Okay. No, but the thing is, but one of the things I've done is like I said it playfully, and people got it. It's like, for example, the cake cutting. Hey, if you want to gather around, but socially distant. Like every now and then I mention socially distant, but I don't know. That was poorly executed, but it was something along the lines where I'm just reminding them a bit, but not to the part where like, hey, no dancing, or no this or no that. That's that I can't really do that.
That's a tough one. Yeah.
So Mitch says another venue said no dancing, mics or MC, so I wasn't needed anymore. Oh, no way. That's wow. But all that still happened. No, saw the dancing on stories and mics being used. Oh, yeah.
That's annoying.
Yeah. Oh, there's a question for you, Kara. Barul says, yeah.
Do I still have a contract with Disney? Disney, I hope I do. I haven't had any gigs with them since the pandemic started. But I'm hoping when they get back to normal, I'll get back with them. Really hoping for that. But yeah, right now, not much going on with Disney, unfortunately.
See, Heps, if we follow the rules, venues respect us. Yep, that's true. Yep. Venues enforce rules, but the paying client takes over control. James to do that. Yeah, they dance. Do you guys do any open format? Yeah. Oh, I love open format. I think that's the only way to really get people's like engaged like throughout the whole night. Like I don't keep it
Yeah,
just one format.
yeah, definitely open format. You know, reading the crowd, knowing, understanding what they want is so important, and being able to be versatile, especially at weddings, and really, I think anywhere, just being versatile and having eclectic taste is always good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Who
Carrie,
wants?
you have a fan here, Rule. It's like
Probably.
he wants to know all about you, Carrie.
Hey, you know, I promote myself by posting a ton of content. I think that's what it's all about. Is just always having a lot of content, putting out tons of mixes, putting out obviously Instagram. But I really think it's mixes and yeah, Instagram and just constantly just putting things out is so important. Having good SEO, blogging, so important. All of those different things are just really, really good just to keep it going so you stay on people's minds. And that's the best way to promote yourself, content. Having a lot of content.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Cool. And I think he asked you another question too.
Oh, another one. Is there a favorite site you prefer or do you mean like for um like in terms of promotion? Okay, yeah. I think that's what you mean. I would say Instagram is one of my faves, and that's kind of the one I hone in on in terms of like getting to know me, because I feel like that's the most widely used, and then I use that with my website really, and then also SoundCloud, Mixcloud, just getting those mixes out and putting those on my website, are super important too, just so people can quickly know about the music that I play, and then Instagram is just kind of like visual, and then yeah, that's basically it. I do use YouTube as well, not as much as DJ MOJOE does, but like a very minimal comparison. But I like to do quick videos, and then I put those on my website, and that's kind of a good way to show how I mix visually. Yeah. So.
Cool, cool.
Mhm.
Hey Heps, yeah, what's up? Yeah, thanks for following. Yeah, the venues here in Southern California are just gorgeous. I just love the outdoor weddings, to be honest. It's just, it's something like each venue that's outdoors has its own personality and character that makes it unique. So yeah, I'm happy to share with you how it gets done. And I have some more videos I want to upload on YouTube, so stay tuned for that. But I appreciate you. And Reflex doesn't go on Instagram Live because of copyright. Yeah, wasn't that a problem for you, Kara, when you live stream on Instagram? It was all the
Yeah,
copyright.
honestly, the way around it is this. So basically what I do is because I really do think it's really good to go live on Instagram if you can, because it's just so widely used. Everyone's on Instagram. Like, it's just such a great way to promote yourself. And so I actually focus on only doing remixes. And you can find, so if you can't find remixes, because even like sometimes remixes are hard to find that are different enough to where you won't get taken down. All you do, or not all you do, I mean, you still have to be a little bit particular, but what I do is I go to SoundCloud and I look for remixes there. And normally if it's allowed to be up on SoundCloud, because SoundCloud is pretty strict with copyrights too. And so if it's okay, if it's a remix and it's okay on SoundCloud, and there's actually a lot of producers out there that put remixes up on SoundCloud that give downloads, like free downloads to them as well, just like for a follow or something like that. If you can find like a nice selection of those people and get those remixes, and also like on Beatport, like you can pay for those remixes there. But a lot of these producers will put it up on SoundCloud and either have you pay or give it to you for free. And those particular remixes are okay to use for the most part when it comes to using it on Instagram, because like SoundCloud is so strict, so if it's up there, you can use it here. And that's kind of how I've been getting away with going live and doing quick mixes and just putting content out on Instagram and getting it so that it doesn't get taken down. So that's kind of my method. And I think it's just SoundCloud has just like been like my savior, honestly, throughout this entire pandemic, because that's what the way I've been going live, and that's the way I haven't been getting kicked off, is that way. And yeah, so SoundCloud.
Mm. Mm. Or really quickly, just doing a little quick break. I mean, we do appreciate all the comments down here in the chat. I mean, Thanks for, and I want to thank everybody for those people who are new or have been here with us since the beginning. Really appreciate you just tuning in. So we did talk a lot about the, what's it like doing DJ during a pandemic, virtually and in real life. If you have more questions on that, yeah, I mean, if you have questions that, type it down in the chat. Otherwise, shortly we'll just do Q&A, just answer your questions and just have a good time here in chat. But appreciate everyone connected here on the chat. More information down in the description to follow Kara, follow me, and there's also a link to other resources that you can check out. But I love it here. Everyone's really great. Keep it coming, and let us know how we can help you
so
online.
We appreciate all of your activity and input. We really do appreciate it.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I mean, Reflex, you got some good questions, and I think Kara does lots of Instagram lives, and you can ask her. Do you see that he asked, like, how do you guys get?
Yeah, how do you get clear sound? Right? Is that that's
sound nice and clear on Instagram.
Yeah. I used an iRig, and it's probably one of the best purchases I've gotten during this pandemic as well. Like, it's so easy. All you have to do, it's like, I can find it here. It's literally this one. So
you have it just right, just happen to be right behind you, Kara.
Ready to go.
Okay.
But this is like literally, like, I've got it off eBay, and it's kind of hard to find, to be honest. I don't know if it's still selling on Amazon. But I got this off eBay for like $13. And I use this for my phone. As you can see, like, you can use a doggle thingy. You can get the sound through your phone. But the really nice thing about it is that you can also use it with your computer. So let's say you're going live on Zoom, you have a virtual event on Zoom. And basically what I do is I come out of this mixer and just plug it right in, and it can go to your computer too, which is actually really cool because there's a lot of reasons. Because of vinyl, I'm using vinyl, and there's like kind of no way to use Zoom with vinyl without an additional audio interface. And so this is like the smallest, cheapest audio interface you could ever get. And you can use it for phone and a computer. So it's like literally, like, this little baby is like one of the best things ever just to have. You can use it for so many different things. And you just have like output, and then it's a 1/4 inch in here, and that's it. RCA out to that. Easy. So that's how I get clear sound on Instagram.
Nice. And I think Mitch asked a question regarding that. He asked, are they past the glitches? Like, did you have any problems with that?
With the iRig? Yeah, no problems really. And honestly, I really suggest getting just the basic iRig. This one, because this one, I've noticed that people have had problems with the iRig too. And the different ones, and like, I always am getting questions about those, and I'm like, I have no idea. Like, I haven't had any issues with that. But this one has been perfect since I got it, and it's literally so easy, so easy. So, yeah,
cool. So James, he's in North Carolina. Lots of barns and outdoor venues here. Oh, nice. Like, have you been able to do a lot of weddings out there? I mean, I know things are getting cold now, isn't it? So hopefully you're still able to have some weddings out there, James. Jim Sargent, Mojo, what was your first system that you started DJing with? Oh my gosh. When I first virtual DJ, Hercules DJ RMX, and my sound system was I think it was a B52, Matrix B52. Man, it was old school. Man, it was. Man, you're taking me way back, bro. You're taking me way back.
How long ago has it been? How long ago?
Like 10 years.
10 years.
Yeah. So here's the thing. When I first started, just quick story. Like, I had to borrow gear from my uncle, who was also a DJ. And I'm so glad that I have an uncle who kind of introduced me to the whole industry and the performing as a DJ. So I borrowed his equipment for a while, and he used Carvin and PV. And then I saved up money enough to get my own. And my first system that I owned was the Matrix B52 speakers. So yeah, Hercules RMX. Yep, virtual DJ, if you remember that. So good question. How about you, Kara? What was the first system that you started with?
So for me, definitely different. I just had the Pioneer DDJ-SX. The first one, I still have it. I still use it. And then I have EV speakers, the EV ZLX speakers, which I love. I got all of that about
Mm-hmm.
I would say 4 or 5 years ago. Yeah, I started a little longer, but I started with where I didn't have the equipment yet, and I worked with a company, so I was using their equipment. And then as time went on, then I purchased my own. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I'm not like the super throwback. I still use literally my first system. Like yeah.
Oh, nice, nice, nice.
Yeah.
So okay, I'm trying to see what else here. Okay, Raul, my favorite is Wedding Wire with DJ Care. Also show my past events on YouTube. I'm not level to permit Mojo editing on YouTube. It's all good, man. Dude, if you look back at my old videos, I use iMovie and then I upgrade to Final Cut. Like, you just have to post up videos, man. And figure out as you go. Like, one of the things that I've learned is like, forget perfection, just get started. And then you work it up as you go.
You're so right. Man, it's hard though. I know what you mean though, because you just got to put it up there. Dang. Yeah, Joe,
Yeah.
you kill it with YouTube. You're killing it with the content on YouTube.
Well, you know what? Like, if my video editor is listening or on this right now, thanks to him. Thanks, Lewis, if you're watching. I don't know. I have a video editor now to save myself some time, but actually, it's a combination. Like, for those people who are looking into it, I mean, you could actually hire a video editor. It doesn't have to be you. You can focus on creating the content and have someone else do it. Those are my tips. But look into that if that's really holding you back. But I do recommend that you at least start learning a little bit about that. Reflex, use Virtual DJ Pro. Cool. Yeah. It's a great software too. I remember starting with that one.
Nice.
I also use USB audio box, DJ Fields TRRS cable. That's what you would need. There are echoes for a lot of DJs bought them. Kind of lost track of the chat. There's a lot.
They're saying that, okay, so the iRig, yeah, maybe I have a better version. Yeah, maybe I just got lucky with the one I got. Because it seems like, yeah, people have issues with it. Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Oh, Jim started with the PV, cassette tape, then CDs. Yeah, it seems like that's a progression for most. So Colorado, Hebs in Colorado, okay, did a solid in the fall. All right, good. Adam Ranch is probably has all slowed down this past 2 weeks. Oh yeah, I can imagine how cold it gets. What do? You just don't have any events, or people just become prepared and bring like 2 or 3 jackets with them just to keep themselves warm? I don't know how it is. I think when you're having like an outdoor event that's super cold. I don't know.
Yeah, man. I guess you need a lot of heater.
Well, he said it's too cold for outdoor events, so maybe he doesn't have any. But
yeah.
Oh yeah, I could see that. Oh, Mitch, I don't know if you're still here, man, but thanks for coming by. I appreciate you. Hey guys, check out Mitchell de Guzman on Instagram. He's killing out there as a wedding MC.
I will. Yeah, thank you.
Thank
you all so much for being here. Like, Hey, this is awesome.
And Heps, Colorado, they finally got their first In-N-Out burger. Good to know. And Nike gloves. Oh, cool. Okay, cool.
Yeah, In-N-Out sounds amazing.
Oh, it does, right? It does. So, yeah, thanks everybody for putting in the chat. I'm trying to think of other things we can talk about, like what's it like to DJ during a pandemic like this. I guess one of the things I could talk about is, I guess, other opportunities to make money during the pandemic. Like for the DJ, one thing that has, I mean, if you guys want to talk about this topic, I'm just going for it because it's relevant to the topic here. But for one thing that's helped me, and for those people who are considering it, like, what if you could, like suppose you could make more extra money by providing an extra service. Imagine there's like no dancing at a wedding, or people are afraid to dance. What are the guests at a wedding supposed to do? One of the things that I've used that people love is actually me bringing like a photo booth. And I use a salsa photo booth, super easy to manage and use. And that's been helping a lot at my events. I just figured I'd throw it out there. I mean, yeah, there are some people who are a bit shy when it comes down to like dancing, because they're very cautious about, should we do this, should we not, and I get it, but how else as DJs can we do our job and entertain the crowd? What else can we do to provide more value to the client? And I'm suggesting like a selfie booth or a photo booth. I think that could be helpful.
Yeah.
I just want to bring that up, but let us know your thoughts on that. But I figure I just want to help you guys out.
I think that's a good point. And I know we mentioned like previously when we would talk about this kind of stuff on previous weeks, you talked about offering like a game and doing
right.
I forget that name of that game, but
it's called oh shoot. With a beanbag, right? It was shoot.
Beanbag throw. Is it called beanbag throw?
No. There's a name. Please help us in the chat. No, there. Cornhole.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, like I remember we talked about this, like maybe even purchasing one of those sets and having that as something that you can also add on if you don't want to go the photo booth route, maybe that route, and just being like, hey, like we can do games if you want to do that, and I'll add this.
Right.
So
yeah. It's kind of amazing because I did I think a mitzvah event, and there was another vendor providing those lawn games. And I was like, hey man, like how much you charge for this giant Jenga? And it's like, oh, $300. Or some kind of like outdoor game for the event. That's some good side money on that. Yeah. But yeah, if you get some kind of ways to entertain, like some kind of games. And watch like all these people here, they're gonna take our ideas, Kara, and they're gonna start their own business and start booming out there. I was kidding. No, it's okay. No, good for you guys. No, do you. All right, we're just talking some ideas. It's all good. Hey, yeah, we're just here to help each other out. But my idea, and I'm just being fully transparent. Like in addition to that, like I wonder, and we talk about this too, but I'm going to share it to the people here. Is LED cornhole or those LED games, because imagine things happen at night outdoors. It's really hard to see like a regular cornhole game with limited light, right? But how cool it is if there's some light up game, outdoor lawn games. I think there is. Yeah. I was super inspired. I did one wedding. They had LED ping pong tables. I was like, I didn't know that was a thing. And they had it at a wedding. That was so cool.
And this is during pandemic.
Oh no, sorry. This was before pre-COVID. But okay. I was thinking bringing that idea into a regular wedding.
Honestly, LED cornhole, like think about it. It's
LED, yeah.
It's also social. Like you literally could do
that. Yeah. Oh, and Heps, skipping ahead in the chat a little bit. It's like the big letters, to rent out love. Yeah, those love letters, perfect. There's so many different kinds that you could do. Like, yeah, these are, I guess, what we're talking about right now, guys, for those people who are just catching on or joining us right now. I mean, we already talked about what's it like to DJ during a pandemic, but now we're also thinking about other ways to provide more value as DJs. If people know us, not just the music, but also the fun that we bring to our events, what else can we do? And we're talking about some outdoor games right now. We're being very creative, and I like this, how we're just being very collaborative. Heps DJs like LED or beer pong. Let's go.
I love it.
Yeah. I don't know. I wonder if I saw that in past one, but maybe not. So let me see here. I'm backing tracking a little bit, just catching up with the chat. Nick Hughes, I want to move from iMovie to Final Cut. You don't have enough flowers. I mean, Final Cut, just do it for the art. Do it because it makes your life easier and you get more flexibility and options to make your video that much better. DJ Reflex indoor events. Oh, good for you. Just be safe out there, man. Use to Eon. Okay, cool. Heps did a photo good with a photo boost. Yeah, yard game, something we look into renting out. Seriously, easy, good side money. Yes, everybody out there listening, renting out yard games, check that out. I think that'll be a good thing to help all of us. DJ Jesse, what's up? Hey, thanks for tuning in. Jim says, question throw out there, don't answer if you don't wish, but what do you charge? No, it depends, but basic. It depends. I'm gonna say Why are you trying to figure out what to charge for yourself, Jim? I mean, or trying to figure out, I mean, everyone's market's but different, and depending on what your needs are and depending on your value and the kind of clients that you wanted to attract and your experience level, there's many things out there that comes into play. But yeah, I mean, we could probably go brief on that, but happy to answer this offline too, if you want. We can talk more about that. It really depends. But yeah, no, I mean, these are great questions. I mean, we can probably dive deeper into it. But I mean, I love the mixture, Kara, that we're doing is like, we're saying topic about the pandemic, right? Like anything that revolve around that. And also answering some questions. Trying to think okay. So we covered, okay, let me see. Jim Sarnes, no other charge compared to what I do. No, what other charge compared to what I do? No one. I'm not sure. Do you follow?
I'm sorry. What would you say?
No, Jim's like, no, what others?
No others charge compared to what I do. So yeah, you just want to know so that you know, like, if you're too high, too low. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's something that for me, I would answer that in private. But yeah. Yeah, I could let you know in private.
Let me just answer Jim really quick, and then you can answer JJ Feels, Kara.
Okay.
Real quick. So if you're trying to figure out what to charge, I think the market will tell you. So you really keep track of how many leads come in and then how many of them close. Like how many do you actually get the booking? And you can figure out, is it your sales process? Is it your marketing? But get your numbers and see if no one's booking you, you have to change something in the equation. Is it the price? Like gather data to figure out, where you stand and whether you can improve yourself in your marketing or your sales skills. Maybe it's just your sales skills that's holding you back from charging what you're really worth. I don't know, but that's something that we can talk another time, but I had to share that insight. JJ Feels, I think this is for you, Kara. You can take this one.
I was wondering if you would like to bring, so what it was like. It was great. It's something that I think, if you want to branch off, if that's something that you're thinking of doing, it's definitely great to do that. But it does depend on you. Like basically for me, when I did it, it was because I was getting a lot of leads coming in that were outside of my company. So I felt like, I probably should do this because it would be better for my career at the time of, with everything going on, it was better for me. So I think it was a great experience for me to do. And I was so happy to do it, but it was like definitely the right time. I loved working with the company. There was definitely no negative side to that. But for me at the time, it was good for me to branch off, and the experience doing it after doing it was amazing because at that point in my career, I had leads coming in. And so it was really a nice, easy transition where the leads were just, like, I left and it almost felt like nothing. I didn't slow down really much at all because I was ready to branch off. And so the leads just came, right in. And it was kind of a great transition. But yeah, so that's kind of my experience. I was really happy to do it, and it's nice to, have your own control and all of that. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I hope that was a good answer.
I think it was, Kara.
Okay, good. I felt like I was wordy, but
I know. Hey, what's up, Bright Eyes? Thanks for tuning in. Okay. And JJ Feels asked another question, like when you decided. I mean, I don't know if you answered that exactly, but
when you decided to go on your own, the struggles with that. Oh, okay. The struggles will. For me, it was actually kind of interesting because while I was with the company, I was actually building my own thing as well. So it was very at the same time. And so that's why it kind of just felt like it really didn't feel that. It just felt like all of a sudden I was just getting my own things, my own gigs, because I remember I was already kind of getting my own leads and I had my own website and I had everything set up. So it was just like, all right, now they're just all coming through here. And it didn't feel too much of a difference. And I was very, 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 very ready for that transition. So it was a really easy kind of seamless thing. You know, I had everything in place when it comes to insurance, when it comes to just everything that you need to have. I had it already ready to go before I, you know, decided, hey, I just want to be on my own. So yeah. And yeah, in terms of other jobs, yeah, we can get into that. I'm in a really interesting job situation, which I'm going to be sharing with the world here very, very soon. But it is DJ related and it's cool. So, you know, but before that, I was full-time DJ, you know, before, you know, everything kind of went crazy. I was full-time DJ and still technically am full-time DJ, but it's just a different situation right now, which I'm kind of being low key about at the time right now. So.
Good.
Yeah.
Let's see. So Jim Sargent, yeah, you're welcome, man. Do you have other jobs or is this full time for you both? Do you want to go first, Karen? Then I'll go.
Oh yeah, I did kind of already answer that. I just said like,
Yeah.
I do have another job, but it's DJ related and it's something I don't really want to get into talking about because I'm keeping it low key. But yeah, like before this full time, now technically full time, but something a little different. So.
Got it. So yeah, to answer your question, Jim. So now it's kind of the question: what is full time? Like full time, you know. Before I was kind of like, okay, do I really work 40 hours a week DJing, or am I only doing this as my main revenue source? To answer that question, I have other streams of income, other things that I'm doing. So DJing is my main. I mean, it's something that I'm going to keep doing, but especially during this pandemic, you know, it is a bit challenging, you know, especially you got a few cancellations, some postponements, and you're really trying to figure out when's the next paycheck coming in, right? As a DJ, that's a challenge thing is. And I recommend to anybody out here is have another source of income regardless, because one of the things, and I'm just being a little bit personal here, if that's okay with you guys, is that I want to get to a point where I don't have to rely on DJing to make money, because I want it to be fun to that point where I don't need the money because I already got something else going on for me. Because I don't want to be all business. Like, I mean, I'm grateful for everything that's been happening from beginning to end. You know, I mean, developing this business has allowed me great opportunities, but at the same time, I don't want to overwork myself. Like, I want to get to a point where I do work with the people who I love to work with, the right clients, and doing the events that I want to do, not because I need the money. So, I mean, I think it's just crucial for everybody. I mean, if you want to do it full time, I mean, all power to you. I think just from my experience with everything is that it's always good to have some different, what's it saying? Different eggs in a basket, or eggs in different baskets.
More than one egg in a basket.
More than one egg in a basket.
Multiple.
Multiple eggs in a basket.
Don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Yeah. Oh, see, there we go. There we go. That's the saying. That's the saying.
I definitely think this pandemic has showed us that a little bit more.
Yeah. So just be smart about it. I mean, keep doing it and try to make it full time, but at the same time, do what you got to do during this time. So, so I mean that's my little thing, but I mean everyone to their own right.
I mean, I agree with that. Just so much. I mean, I have done it full time, and I do stress on that because I do think what you're talking about is so important. Because like it is kind of tough having like I just said, like this pandemic has showed us that it's there hopefully could be other ways of income, because this kind of thing can happen where it completely slow down and just like, wow, like you didn't think that events would actually stop. Like you never thought that this would ever be a possible thing that could ever happen.
Right.
And it's just like, oh my God. So I just second that so much. And yeah, I just really do. And if you have another skill, if you have anything else, focus on that. But I know it can be tough. And like I said, I don't have anything, and I'm just, lucky to be, working with the job that I'm working now So I feel like very, very fortunate in that way, but I second everything that Joe is saying 100%.
Really. Oh yeah. And yeah, you're welcome, Jay Fields. And yeah. Hey, Jim, thanks for asking the question. No, hey, keep asking us. Well, we love to help you guys out. We got Diego. What's up, Diego? Um, what's up, man? Thanks for tuning in. We got DJ Bright Eyes. Do you guys have any more gigs left for 2020? All right, Bright Eyes, I want to answer that question really quick, but quick shout out to Diego. He's like a great assistant and great friend, helping me out on all my weddings and events. So shout out to Diego. Follow him on Instagram. Yeah, thanks, man. Really appreciate your support. DJ Bright Eyes. No, I have a gig, but it's not DJ related for 2020. I have a little side business where I do movie nights for people in their backyards. So yeah, that's what I have one. Do you have any more, Kara? I forget. Any?
Yeah, I do actually. Mainly virtual though. Just a couple, yeah, basically just a few virtual.
Oh, virtual. Yeah. By the way, you guys missed out. We did talk about virtual events and what it's like to DJ during a pandemic, and we talked about virtual events. Kara's great at it, and then I talked about some of the in real life DJing during the pandemic time. This video is definitely going to be up on the replay on my YouTube channel, so you can always go back to it and listen to that. But we just really like connecting with you all. And also, just really quickly, maybe we'll keep going depending on how many people here and the interaction we get. Maybe at latest for another 30 minutes or so, maybe less. We'll see. But quick break. Put it down in the chat. Where are y'all from? Who's still here? Who's enjoying this live stream with me and Kara here? Put it down in the chat. We really appreciate every one of you. Are there any brides out there? Are there any couples out there who somehow discovered this live stream, or is it all DJs here? I don't know. But we want to
let us know.
Let us know, and let us see how we can help you out. And Kara, what do you say? You want to do this every Tuesday? We'll see, depending on people.
Yeah, I think if y'all come, we want to be here. We want to talk to you. We definitely want to keep something like this going. And again, I'm just so thankful for all of you that are here. Because we've been doing this bites and beats, and we kind of switched over to YouTube today. And I'm just so excited to see the turnout. So thank you all for being here.
Yeah. So while we're keep putting it down in the chat while you guys are still at it, and while we're just taking this quick little break, also think about the next conversation you want us to talk about for next week. We figured this topic will be great. It's kind of something we can all relate to, but if there's something specific you want us to hone in for next week, let us know. I'm happy to discuss more about that. And we can also do some more Q&A. Hopefully reach out to some more people. But yeah, Daniel Rodriguez, booked for the rest of the year. Hopefully text doesn't get shut down. I hope not too. Bright Eyes. Oh, Ever Audio. What's up, man? Sorry if this has been asked. What different marketing techniques are you guys using during the pandemic? Okay.
Okay. Let's see. Marketing techniques. So, do you want me to start on that? I have a few things.
No, you go ahead, Kara. I'm thinking of mine.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So for me, it's mainly been the virtual thing. And so like I already mentioned, like content is so important. So because I realized that virtual events are kind of a thing, I just posted a lot about it and blogging about it. And I think, one of my best decisions that I did was blogging about the very first virtual event that I got when this, like literally in May when all this started, and it was like kind of a trial on the company's end. And it was like one of the first virtual, it was the first like time that we were like, oh, virtual events, they hire DJs, I guess. And so thankfully I blogged about it. And I think just blogging in general was so smart. And so I blogged about that event, and, that's helped me get a lot of more gigs. But, just putting stuff out there, blogging if you can, if you have anything to talk about, if you want to, I did these quick mixes for a little bit where it was just me mixing and did like a 10-minute set and put that out there. And that's a good way to, first promote yourself, but then also if somebody asks you for a gig and you don't have any content that's from another virtual event that you might've done, just having that video that you recorded yourself, sending that to them, showing them your setup, is another good way to help you get booked. So it's good to get clients, and then also good to get booked. And of course, putting all of that on Instagram, and just content. Going live is another really good way, especially now. Live, I went live a lot. I went live every day when the pandemic kind of started. And I'm so happy I did that because it did help me get traction, a lot more followers on Instagram, and just traction of people knowing my setup. They see my setup. And then they know how I DJ. They're literally watching me live. So a lot of those different people would follow up and ask me to DJ some sort of event. So just putting stuff out there, being out there, and you know, creating video, and then blogging is kind of like the best way. And then mixes, of course, is if you go live, record your mix. That's another good way just to get double content. You know, then also on Instagram, so you can record it live. You can have that recording for IGTV, and then you can have that mix as well. And you can put that up. And then also you can have it on, you can be going live on multiple platforms and have it on Twitch as well, and which is something that I was doing. There's, yeah, and it's just so many ways, especially now because everyone's online, so many ways to get out there and get seen by a lot of different people. And like we mentioned earlier, way earlier, was that the cool thing about virtual is that it's all over the world. So you can get a lot of more traction and a lot of different clients from all over, which is really, really cool.
Awesome. Yeah, no, Kara, thanks for sharing that. That's good insight for like the virtual area.
Yeah.
That's cool. So yeah, I mean, Everado, I mean, it depends on what you're trying to do, but I mean, yeah, if you're trying to do virtually, like do those things. Now, I guess like for on my end, I guess because I love Instagram. I love sharing stuff on Instagram. And I think for marketing, I think one of the problems out there is that the couples or brides who are following you, they just don't know what it's like when how are things like when these events are happening during a pandemic. So I think the way you market it or showcase that events are still happening, one, right? So that way they don't feel afraid of, you know, postponing or canceling. They can still go through with their wedding. You just have to manage the expectations. And maybe two, you know, you're promoting the venues that are hosting these events too, so that way they know like, oh, they're cool with outdoor wedding, like they're still happening. So it kind of gives them some kind of idea that, okay, I'll keep tabs on this wedding venue, so that way, like basically, I'm showing on my Instagram stories that, hey, these weddings are still happening, so don't be afraid. You know, you can still have your wedding. You know, I mean, it's just a logistics kind of thing, trying to help them feel comfortable that other people are having it too. Not everyone is postponing it. And I've realized, because I have a lot of brides and couples who follow me, and they ask those questions to me too. And I be transparent with them, and, you know, I chat with them and let them know what's up. But I think it's good because a lot of people are just uncertain, but you're trying to help them be certain, like, hey, you can still have a wedding, but it may not be exactly what you want, but we can still have it. And this is how. So I think from a marketing standpoint, I mean, that's one way I approach it. The other thing you could approach is, okay, what other services can you provide during, you know, this time? If, like I talked about earlier about a photo booth, you can market different things that you have that you can serve your clients. So I was promoting my photo booth for some time, you know, because it's something like, hey, people can't dance. What else can they do? Take pictures to make their event more memorable. So, I mean, start kind of thinking a little bit outside of, okay, if, you know, I'm not trying to promote DJing too hard, like what else can I promote? You know, I could market like how you have to think about people's objections of, you know, anything that's holding them back from either booking you or trying to continue with their wedding, and then try to build marketing material around that. So it seems like, you know, give them more comfort and let them know that you have experience in this, that they can trust you with whatever you have to offer. So those are my tips. Hopefully that was something. I know it was a lot, but yeah, that's where I was coming from.
That was really good. And I remember, Joe, like before, like when all this pandemic was happening, you mentioned something else about it, which I just was thinking of, was where you you were like highlighting past couples at certain venues or something. And then like new people would find you, which was like super smart just for like content that you're putting out on Instagram, like thinking of a past wedding and saying, hey, like I did this shout out to this couple. And then getting future couples to go, hey, for like kind of like not even thinking about the pandemic and just thinking, hey, this is what I did, and we can do this next year when all this is over.
Yeah. Hey guys, this is like, I don't know. I feel like this is a golden nugget for you guys. Whoever is here. I mean, you're getting it right now just because you're here with us, and more than happy to share with you. Is yeah, exactly what Kara was telling. I mean, there's some stuff. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll see what I do sometimes. But I mentioned in my Instagram story of how I'm helping my couples move their wedding to another date. And I celebrate with them and get excited with them. Like if you really think about it, it's their story. Like, you know, it shows that you actually care. And there's so many different angles you can look at it, but it's a good thing. And venues love it. We're like, oh yeah, you know, we're helping this couple move. And it shows that you're like, what I do basically, I'll tell you right now, is like I get a professional photo from the venue's Instagram page and put it in my story, and then I tag the couple, tag the venue, geo tag with the location, and I say like, oh, like, can't help the couple move their wedding to 2022, and I tag them and I put emojis celebrating that, you know, excited for their event. That's been helpful because when you check the Instagram like analytics, you can see a lot of people reshare that. The bride repost it on their Instagram story, and then I get follows, I get views. It's a marketing strategy, yeah. But it's something a little bit different. But it's try it out for your book, for not just reschedules, but for your bookings as well. But cool. I'm skipping ahead to the chat. Heps DJ. All right, catch you later. Tuning in. Stay safe out there. Hope you catch you next time. All over from Colorado Springs. All right, and then Daniel Rodriguez from Dallas, Texas. Chino, California for Everado. What's up? Oh, you're not too far, man. Nick, I'm glad you're enjoying the conversation. Bright Eyes from Pennsylvania. What's up? Digo, yeah, man, always. Let me know if you're available this Friday to help me out. you know what I'm talking about. Jim, sorry to love the stream from Montana. Bright Eyes followed you and Kara, I think, on Instagram.
Oh, nice, thanks.
Yeah. James Dixon, all the way from North Carolina. All right. You know, it's good. I'm going to try to remember where I'm from, but I will do my best. It's so hard to memorize all those people. Nick, okay, question. Are you using a certain camera or your phone?
Oh, for when I go virtual, I think that's what he's.
Yeah.
So I actually use a webcam, and I think, okay, so when you're using Instagram, you're going live on Instagram, you use the camera phone with the iRig. And if I'm doing, if I'm going live on my like Twitch or doing a virtual event like on Zoom, then it's a webcam. And I just plug that into my computer as well. And I have a Logitech, a C920, I believe. It's like the most common one. And honestly, it's the one I'm using right now. So it's pretty good. And I actually have lights too, which kind of makes it a little bit better, which, you know, it makes it a little bit clearer, which anyway, though, I really highly recommend a webcam for any kind of, if you were booked for any kind of Zoom event, if you're, you know, booked for a virtual event, webcam, I think is absolutely needed just because you need to position the camera in a way where it can like see your setup. But then also if you're doing Twitch and Mixcloud or something like that, a webcam is always just a nice addition. So, yeah.
Yeah, I hope they answered your question, Nick. I know it wasn't really clear, like for what purpose you need asking about a camera, but I mean, feel free to put it down in the chat. Bright Eyes got a question for you, Kara.
Do you have a YouTube channel? I do, but I don't do like the vlogs like how DJ MOJOE does. I just more have mixes up there, but if you want to check it out, it's DJ Kara LA. Yeah, I wonder if I like chat in here, if it'll like.
Yeah, probably.
Because I believe like I'm on, let's see. Hey, maybe if I say something, you guys can go to it.
Yeah, probably.
Right?
Yeah, try it out.
Okay,
put it down in the chat.
Okay, so if you click on that little, maybe you can go to it. I don't know if that'll work. Or I can just put DJ Kara LA. It might be that, DJ Kara LA. I don't know my own channel.
Go to find out.
Go to it real quick.
That's funny. I wonder if I can click in her name.
Yeah, let me go to it, and I'm gonna link it down below.
All right. Gotcha. Okay. While you do that, I'll continue going on. Oh, you got a compliment, Kara. You look like MC Light. I'm gonna look Google.
Nice. That's a great compliment. Thank you.
Wait, MC Light.
So YouTube is my channel. I don't know what that means. I don't know
Oh,
why
nice.
like it should look, but whatever. That's my YouTube channel.
Cool. Ever Auto, yeah, you're welcome, man. Reflex, what size is your RCF? So I use RCF Evox 8, which have a 12-inch sub. The great speakers. Nick Hughes. Great, yes, it did. Webcam, awesome. Yeah,
okay.
yeah, web.
Oh yeah, just webcam is great. Yeah, webcam perfect for if you can get one. Like there's some cheaper ones too that you can get that are like off brand that I think work just great. So if you want to find one of those, but yeah, Logitech. I have a Logitech and I love it, and it's been amazing for me. So.
Hey,
webcam is great.
I'm checking our feed on YouTube.
Oh, nice.
So we'll make sure. Yeah, it shows that we're live. Perfect. I'm just making sure that we're still good. Yeah. So everybody, we really everything's good. I'm glad that everyone's tuning in. You let us know what else. I mean, maybe we should wrap things up. Maybe next like 10, 15 minutes or so. I mean, because we did talk about the what's it like to DJ during a pandemic. Pretty interesting. But if any other questions about that, I mean, let us know. Let us know what all other topics you want us to talk about for next week. Most likely be doing this too. So
yeah, let us know. We'd love to get on those topics next week.
Kara, one thing we didn't really talk about is mask. Should we talk about mask? Guys, you want us to talk about mask at weddings? Or I mean, I don't know. Mask, like wearing a mask. I don't know. It's been
yeah, we can talk about it, like what it's like.
We'll be briefly. I don't know, because I'm not sure if some of these people have already. Maybe I don't know if any of you have DJed a wedding where people aren't wearing a mask, or you had to wear a mask. Let me see here. I'll just talk briefly about it, I guess.
Because I do think it's actually kind of it is something that's an added element to weddings, and I think one of the big things that I've noticed. Well, first of all, I'm pretty safe. So I mean, like I like to be pretty safe. So I keep my mask on. I've kept my mask on the entire time, unless I'm like by myself and I'm about to do the grand entrance, maybe. But even like the last wedding I did, I kept it on because I was just like, I just want to make sure that I'm good. But one thing that I've noticed, which is kind of like the downside of masks, is the greeting of the clients. I think that is something that I just really, really miss, is, being able to smile and them to know that I'm smiling at them and give them a hug and show my true like emotion. I feel like it's definitely missed a little bit more now. And I think maybe there's other ways you can like show it with, hey, doing something like this, just showing them that you're excited to see them. But it's just something that you kind of have to get used to, because for me, my first wedding that I did during the pandemic, I was like, kept my mask on and I was just like, wow. Like I left afterwards feeling like a lot less connected. And I was like, dang, I normally like give them a hug. I'm smiling, I'm talking, I'm there, I'm smiling at the bride from afar. Like all of these little different things, just so that they know I'm so excited to be there and I'm ready to celebrate on this special day. But that after that wedding, it kind of got lost. But again, following up with the bride and telling them thank you and all that kind of things, all those kind of things, I felt okay after. I felt that they were happy. But I think maybe coming up with ways just to like still show your excitement before going into the wedding. Maybe just think of like, okay, I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna do this to everyone, and just like do something like that and stay away. Or just little things just to make sure you are showing that you're excited to be there, because you can't do it anymore with the smile, which was my way, going into it. So, the next wedding I did something else, and I felt a lot better afterwards about like after I left them. I felt like I showed them enough excitement and stuff. So anyway, what are your thoughts?
Right. Yeah, with the mask, for me, like I don't know, I'm getting used to it already. Like I'm just wearing it, like I feel like it's nothing. And then whenever I wear it, it's just whatever. Because like, at first you're right, it's like that we're like, oh my gosh, like are we wearing a mask? Everyone's wearing a mask. But I don't know, because I've already done 12 weddings so far. It's kind of it's starting to get the norm. I think people are getting the use of it, you know, of wearing a mask. And I think I mean, I don't know if any brides here or couples here on this live stream, but I think they have some kind of responsibility too to let their guests know about what they are to expect as well. And because I've seen different weddings where, you know what, it's everyone please wear a mask, you know, and there's some moments where like they don't care. So I think it comes down to chain. Like I don't really enforce a mask idea. Like I just do my due diligence and try to keep my distance and everything. But people are really getting used to it now. Like just the whole like even just us when we go outside or go grocery shopping, like we just wear a mask. I don't know. I'm getting used to it now. That's just this is me. But yeah, you are right. Like it is tough to see that smile behind that mask. When I do MC, I mean, I guess it depends on my mood. Like if it's just like a quick announcement, I keep my mask on. Sometimes I forget to remove it. But if I'm out there like on the dance floor emceeing, I remove my mask because it's just me. It's just so they can hear me clearly. They can see my expressions, my eyes really well, my general face, how excited I am. I really want that to show. But whenever I don't need to show my face, if it's just a simple announcement, I sometimes just leave my mask on. So, I mean, I've seen some kind of interesting solutions. I've seen a mask that has some kind of transparency, so people can see you smile behind it. I think it's kind of weird, but I guess I don't know. Like I'd rather just keep things simple. I just have a black mask. But oh yeah, let's answer some questions here. Reflex, okay. Yeah, dude. If you get some RCF in the future, yeah. I mean, I think you won't get disappointed. I love my RCF. Everado, he wears his. Yeah, the bride and groom and guests don't. Yep. Yeah, you get that. Sometimes they do though. You'll be surprised, depending on the bride and groom, because they're kind of like setting the example sometimes, you know, and try to figure out, oh, if the bride and groom isn't, maybe I shouldn't. I mean, it's tricky, and I can't say what exactly they should be doing. I mean, they're all adults. And Bright Eyes has the Evox J8. Nice. The mix, nice. Very cool. Question for you, Kara. Which model Logitech do you use? He's on Amazon.
I believe it's the C920 series.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, I hope you get it. Honestly, you'll love it. I really recommend it.
Nice. And then Bright Eyes, how many weddings did you do this year?
You want to?
Let me see. I've done 12 since the pandemic, and I've done. I don't want to pull up right now. I would say, man. Well, technically, if I record everything, I've done 40. No, it doesn't feel right. It feels. That's a good question, Bright Eyes. I would say maybe 20 or 25 or so. Like it's definitely less. Because a lot of them got postponed.
A lot. You had like half of it, and then you slowed down. Wow.
Yeah, I think I need to double check on how many I did, because I've done 12 weddings since the lockdown, like since March when things like shut down. My first wedding was July this year, and then I've done 12 since. So yeah, I mean, I didn't really hit my numbers this year, which is kind of sucks, but but 2021 is going to be super busy, assuming everything is still happening too. So yeah, it's gonna be really busy. I'm ready for 2021. Let's go. Yeah.
Different, man. Yeah, I definitely didn't have many. Because like, it's interesting. Like, Joe is so busy. You're so that's impressive, honestly, because basically the pandemic hit March 14th, and the fact that half of your weddings were, I mean, even though I know it's been a slow year, but like still 12 weddings in January, February is really impressive, because it's the slow season, typically for weddings out here in Los Angeles. And for you to still have that many is so like, and it's just amazing. Yeah. So for me, I had one during that time. And that was just one. And then the pandemic hit, because for me, typically picks up March, and then on through the summer, all the way through about October. So right when the pandemic was, and anyway, I had a total of 6 weddings, so just not many at all.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, but you did lots of corporate though.
Yeah, I
You
did a lot of the
corporate,
virtual. Yeah, and I did corporate in the beginning when before it all went crazy. I was pretty busy with the corporate side, and my business is a little bit more corporate focused in general. But 6 weddings for a whole year for me is like, oh my God, it's just so crazy. It's just so different. Like,
Yeah.
you know, like 25 is still like, that's so like, it's just so different from what we're both used to. It's just been such an interesting year.
Oh, I know. Yeah. Well, I'm looking for 2021. It's crazy. Like it's December 1st, wrapping up the year. And it's just been really interesting that now that we have already had some experience in our belt, we've been through this pandemic for what, 9 months, almost 9 months. Like, I think we have a good feel of the kind of the events that's happening. I'm just trying to figure out our conclusion, our ending thoughts here, just to wrap things up a little bit. But it's been challenging nonetheless, but yet, it's always, we have to find ways to adapt. And I'm sure we learned stuff along the way. I mean, one things I've learned is like have different multiple sources of income, and find other ways where you can serve your clients, and how can you still comfort your clients during this time. Sometimes they look up to you to figure out what we should do. I think a popular question that I've gotten from my clients is, what's it like? Have you DJed a wedding since during the pandemic? I get that a lot, and really just trying to comfort them and share what it's like. And really, I don't know how to stress this enough, but just know how to manage expectations. Because when you have your expectations so high, and maybe this is something you can share with your clients, whoever, I mean, this is my opinion, if you, in general, like, as kind of makes sense, if you set your expectations high, you're setting yourself for disappointment sometimes, but if you already know that these things could happen, and knowing to accept these if it does happen, and just managing it, like, so that way, like, when you get the desired outcome, you'll be pleasantly surprised. And that happened to me multiple times, where the bride and groom were so worried no one's going to dance, that it's not going to be exactly, but they were so happy that it was better than what they expected.
Yeah.
That's one thing. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, I actually had a wedding where it was kind of like that. But it was a super, because it has to be small. It was like one of the really small, intimate wedding, maybe 30, 25 people. And I just remember the beauty of it, being quite, kind of the opposite of what a typical wedding is, and the opposite of what they wanted. But with it being so intimate and being so small, the first dance, for instance, like typical weddings, first dance is so quick, because it's like, we don't want to hold them, basically people get all nervous because there's so many people. And I just remember this first dance, and it was just so beautiful, because this couple wasn't shy, because it was such a small wedding, and they just gazed into each other's eyes the entire song. It was a beautiful song. And I just remember that moment.
Oh, nice.
Like, it was just a beautiful, absolutely beautiful moment. And I was like, they wouldn't, like, that was something that I think they'll remember forever. And it probably ended up being better than what they would have gotten if they would have had the crowd looking at them and them getting all nervous. So it just allowed for them to kind of put their guard down and just have that moment with each other. Honestly, it was really powerful. Like, that wedding was just such a beautiful wedding. And I just remember thinking that, like, wow, this wedding for them was better than what they would have gotten, because they had just the right energy. And it was such a small, beautiful, intimate wedding. So
that's so nice. You know what? There's always a positive thing too, right? Like, yeah, their guest count decreased, but I like how you put it that way, in that sense, in that aspect. It's more intimate, where the people, like, if you have to really break it down, but now they even get to spend more time with those people that they can actually talk to and spend time with. So yeah. So it's good for them. That's obviously so cool.
Yeah.
Do you remember that song though, Kara? Just, I mean, it's kind of side, but on a side note, do you remember that song?
I do. It was Taylor Swift, Lovers Remix. I'm gonna actually pull it up right now, because it was such a good song. I was just like, so it's called Lover by Taylor Swift, and it's called the First Dance remix. So it's like, I guess it's a song that they know is perfect for first dances, but it really is perfect for first dances. It was like one of those songs where I was like, this song is beautiful. So check it out. First Dance remix, Lover by Taylor Swift.
I'll check it out. Yeah. Well,
No.
who's the remix by, or who's in it that makes it like a remix?
The First Dance remix. It's weird. I think it's like Taylor Swift's crew made it. I don't know, but it just says first.
I'll check it out.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll check it out. Check it out. Okay, well, we'll spend a few more here online. It's almost 9 o'clock. Well, our time, Pacific time. Ever Audio says, have you guys experienced customer pricing expectations being lower, meaning they want lower pricing? Yeah, I have. And now it's really up to you how you want to go about this, you know, and it depends on if you've already booked them or they're already your existing clients. Totally up to you, depending on what you need to do for your business to go. I mean, a couple of ways how to go about it. I mean, ultimately, you know your numbers, you know what you need to get by, and you see, and you know what you can do to make it work for both of you. Hopefully, to make it a win-win. But I don't know, it's really a touchy subject, just because, I mean, it has to be fair in your end too. Like, are you bringing less equipment? Are you bringing less gear? Are you cutting your hours that makes it worth lower price? Or they just want lower just because of fewer guest count and that you're still doing the same job? I mean, there's different ways how to think about that. I don't think there's one way fits all. I mean, if you're considering that, but do what's due for business, know your costs, know if you're just going to break even if you lower it this much and you're doing them a favor, maybe ask for a review, you know? So there's different ways, I would say different tactics on how to win them over, but yet still, you know, being able to accommodate their needs, and maybe you can ask why, you know? So for new bookings.
Great. Reviews, getting that review is always great. So asking for that.
Yeah. So, and never auto. Okay, you said new bookings. Yeah. I mean, so I guess what I'm afraid of when people ask for lower, you have to figure out why. Because I think one thing that I'm afraid of is that they're just price shopping for the lowest price. And when they usually price shop, like these for new booking, new clients, then I don't know if I can provide the best experience, because I've noticed that the best clients that I've had is because they want me for me. And usually when they appreciate what I do for them and my value, they're willing to pay a bit more, or willing to pay the full amount. I mean, if they are expecting lower prices just because, I mean, I feel like they're undermining your value, what you do to them, what you do for them. So I guess try to figure out their why, like why do they asking for that lower price? But at the same time, help them realize why you charge this much. I feel like showing your value. Those are my thoughts on it. I don't want to get too deep on it, but I can go on, man. I love this kind of topic.
Yeah, I like this topic too, but maybe we can talk about it next week. But I agree with you 100%.
Yeah. So there's different ways, and I'm sure like everyone has like their own ideas, but I mean, I just want to share that. Okay, let's wrap things up. But I mean, this is awesome. I mean, we have a consistent views here, people tuning in. I believe this will be on the replay, or at least be on YouTube for everyone else to see. You guys are amazing. And Everauto says, same here, referral-based business. They put it full price. Nice. Yeah. Cool. So, yeah, I mean, Kara, any other last thoughts or anything you want to add on to our topic, or anyone here?
Yeah, I just, DJing pandemic is definitely different. But yeah, I guess hopefully, all I want to say is hopefully it ends soon.
Yeah.
Normal, because I miss it, man. I miss it.
I know. Same here. So I hope everything was helpful. Everyone who's here, we appreciate you. This is our first YouTube live, and we hope to do more. And what we'll do, follow us on Instagram. All the description is down in all the links are down in the description below. So you can always check them out. Follow DJ Kara, follow me. There's also a resource page with some of the stuff that I talked about earlier that you may want to consider. But other than that, let us know what you want us to talk about next time. Maybe you can just DM us on Instagram, or I'll post up something on my Instagram story to figure out what we can talk about for next week. But hope to connect with you all again. And it's awesome to have DJ Kara here. And DJ Kara,
Yes.
like, we're going to keep on co-hosting this and just.
Yeah, I'll be back. Yeah, next week as well. So.
Yeah. And also check out Bites and Beats LA. It's down in the description below too. It's something that Kara and I started just to help, DJs, beginner DJs or intermediate advanced, but we just really like to connect with all people and growing their business and having good mindset, like what it's like to be a DJ. Really, like, what's it real like to become a DJ, and what are some challenges here?
Yeah, the real journey of what it's like to be a DJ and how to grow and be successful doing it and make money.
Yeah, exactly. So thanks everybody. We'll wrap it up, but I wish everyone to be safe. I'm DJ MOJOE.
Yeah. DJ Kara.
All right. Thanks everybody. Be safe and take care. All right. Have a good night.
Good night. Bye.
Bye. Okay. I end it.